Hello, and welcome to this ApexSQL Source Control video, where we'll show you how to work with labels or tags in ApexSQL Source Control. Labels or tags represent the current state of the repository, at a certain point in time, saved as a checkpoint, so the user can revert back to the created label and apply it against a database at any point. As a starting scenario for this video, we have linked a sample database using the dedicated model and initially committed all objects to the Subversion repository, so the Action Center tab shows no differences. Let's make a change before creating a label. For instance, the isUsed column will be added to the categories table using the following SQL script. After the Action Center tab detects changes, we'll refresh it in order to make the changes show up. We'll provide a commit message and click the Apply button to send the changes to the repository. At this point, we'll have the initial version of all database objects on the repository except for the Categories table. In order to save the current state, we'll need to create a label. In order to create a label, we'll choose the Create Label command from the context menu in the Object Explorer pane. This initiates the label dialog. We'll specify label name, in this case, TestDB version 1.0. An optional comment can be added to describe the purpose of creating a label. This will help later when the created label is about to be applied. Clicking the Create button will create a label. When a label is created, a message appears with a confirmation that the specified label is successfully created. Now that we have a label, we can continue making changes on a database and commit those changes to the repository. Let's make additional changes. We'll execute the following script and commit those changes within a single change set. The script will add the mobile phone column to the customer table and modify the condition in the where clause in the cust_order_hist stored procedure. After the Action Center tab detects these changes, we'll refresh it, provide a commit message, and commit changes to the repository. In the same way as we did for these changes, any additional changes made against a database will not affect the previously created label in any way. Now, let's simulate committing a bad change that will require reverting to the previously created label. Let's execute the following script. Imagine that this particular commit caused a bad build, or that some other developer is having issues after applying these changes from the repository. In cases where the committed changes can be investigated one by one, there is no need to apply a label, since the user can go back to the history and revert changes that caused a database build to fail. However, in cases when a lot of changes are committed, it is not so easy to determine which change actually broke a database. This is a case where a label becomes quite helpful. To revert the version back to a label, right-click a database and choose the Show Labels option from the context menu in the Object Explorer pane. This initiates the Labels form that contains the labels created along with the timestamp when the specific label is created and the actual user who created a label. Highlighting each label shows a comment in the bottom section that is provided when a label is created. In order to apply a specific label, we'll highlight it in the list of labels and click the Get button. This initiates the Get Label wizard, which will provide a complete list of actions that will be performed in the process of applying a label. The script can be reviewed, copied, and opened in a new query tab inside SQL Server Management Studio for additional editing, or it can be saved using the Save As button in order to be applied later. Let's execute the script by clicking the Apply button. After the script is executed, the database will be reverted to a state when the label was created. In order to verify that the label is successfully applied, we should see the following changes. The mobile phone column dropped from the Customers table. The Home Page column should be created in the Suppliers table, since it was dropped after the label is created. The Discontinued column is added to the Products table, along with the appropriate default constraint. Both of those were dropped after the label is created. Inspecting the Object Explorer pane, we can confirm that the rest of the changed objects are successfully reverted, such as the Discontinued column and the appropriate constraint that were dropped after the label is created. Using the presented workflow, a database can be reverted at any point to a state when the specific label is created. Thanks for watching. For more information, please visit apexsql.com.